This hour for you on Daybreak, Springfield Greene County Health Department officials weigh in on whether or not the masking ordinance is working.
And voters in Christian County heard from several candidates ahead of next week's election. We'll tell you what they had to say in just a few minutes.
Also, the 84th annual Ozark Empire Fair is going on right now. We'll discuss the safety measures in place to help protect people from COVID-19. It's all this morning for you on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak. Today is Friday, July 31st. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
And I'm Joe Morano. Nija out at the fair, who we'll see in just a little bit. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with the basketball fair games, you know?
Yeah.
And I know there's the thing about the ball is bigger than the rim itself, but every now and then you get lucky.
Or something.
Yeah. It's all weird geometry that I don't get.
Yeah. Or maybe you're just not that good, Joe.
Hey, back in my prime when I was 9 years old, fantastic.
Yeah, you know I believe you. I'm just kidding. I say that because I know that's the case with me. So I will blame it on the ball, on the rim, or anything, but not my skills, okay?
I was just saying my prime was 20 plus years ago or so. Meteorologist Elisa Raffa is with us this morning, too. Do you like any particular fair games?
I know, I just love how you said when I was a kid, I loved it. Last year when we were there, that was the first thing that you did, was you played with the basketball games.
Old habits die hard, right?
Yeah, and I think you gotta, I don't know, give yourself a little bit of credit here, Joe. You're probably better than you're telling us right now.
I don't know. It won't be on TV. I'll tell you that. All right. What are we looking at this morning?
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
So we have our flash flood watch that's in effect this morning. It goes until 9 o'clock this evening and actually has been expanded farther north. So now it goes north of the interstate as well to Stockton and Nevada, including more of our central Missouri counties. So most of southern Missouri with that flash flood watch. We are quiet in Springfield this morning with clouds, and it is 71 degrees. The problem spot for the heavy rain has been this band on the northern side of that storm up to the north. A flash flood warning goes until 10:15 this morning in St. Clair counties. Reports of some slow traffic on Highway 13 this morning near Osceola. There's reports of emergency managers needing to get water out of their basement. Some totals up to 6 inches already up there. So again, just very, very heavy rain. Slow traffic on Highway 13. Please be careful in that downpour. 71 degrees in Springfield and 73 in West Plains. I expect some wet roads out there today with some ponding and low visibility possible. So please be careful. Joe, Jen.
We need to tell you about an endangered silver advisory that has been issued. 83-year-old Jerry Johnson was last seen on Northwest High Point Drive in Lee Summit, Missouri. He's diagnosed with Alzheimer's and must take daily blood pressure medication. Johnson is also without his wallet and phone. Police believe he may be going toward Joplin in a dark gray 2016 Jeep Wrangler with a license plate reading XB1 X9M. If you have any information about this, you're asked to call 911.
Well, it's officially been 2 weeks since the city of Springfield's masking ordinance went into effect.
That's right, and the Springfield Greene County Health Department believes that because people in Springfield are masking more, the daily cases are leveling off. We are now a week removed from the health department reporting its highest number of cases in one day at 74. Public Health Administrator Catherine Wall says numbers this week are turning a corner.
This past Monday, the health department reported 57 new cases. On Tuesday, 41, on Wednesday, 39, and yesterday, 32. The department says it expects to see results between 10 and 21 days of the masking ordinance. Today marks day 16. Wall says people should not forget to take other precautions as well, like hand washing, distancing, and staying home when sick.
It's been really impressive and encouraging to see how our community has really taken on this challenge and really is complying. We were really feeling the increase in cases. As we started talking about masking, the timing seemed to work out that it was also a time when we were really feeling that pinch of having so many cases come in day to day. But this week definitely seems to have turned a corner. We're hopeful again that is a result of masking.
The health department says it will also be updating its current recovery dashboard to show daily numbers and also be more user-friendly. The department also updates hospitalizations on its social media once a day.
Christian County voters will have 3 major races to vote on next Tuesday. Voters will decide on the GOP representative for the Eastern County Commissioner, state rep for District 140, and county commissioner. Things started with the commissioner candidates who spoke about a hot issue recently, the Linden Lure access point.
That has a lot to do with the law and gathering the facts for the people. Everybody involved, the landowners and the other citizens. I think everybody needs to be listened to.
Unfortunately, I was trying to broker something where we could have a meeting of all groups together, and it looks like it's going to not make it, and it looks like it's going to go to court. And I do think that litigation is always a problem.
I've talked to several of the people in the Save the Linden project, and I'd love to sit down with them and facilitate a meeting of all the interested parties, because I believe there is a mutual beneficial decision that we can reach.
But if there's legal access, something needs to be done. People have the right to access the river if it is legal, if, like I said, and I know I keep saying legal, but that's the key to this whole thing. There's a compromise to be found there if there is legal access. I believe that.
And when it came to the state rep race, here is a bit of what each GOP candidate said about why they think they're the best choice for the job.
I believe that I can actually bring a difference to Jefferson City with a medical background and business background of over 30 years. I am used to working through solutions and thinking outside of the box, and that's what we're going to have today.
I'm really the only non-political outsider up here. I've never been in politics. I've never held an office. We need level heads, we need good decision makers, and we need people that are salt of the earth, people that know what real life is all about.
I would suggest to the voters of this district that they need to choose someone who has the toughness of mind to stand against the mob and even to stand up to their own party when they think they're wrong. And I think that's me.
I'm not asking you to vote for me for what I say I will do, but I am asking you to vote for me for what I've already done. I have opposed taxes as your alderman. I have supported property rights as your alderman. I've worked with the citizens of Ozark as your alderman.
And current treasurer Karen Matthews and challenger Aaron Johns had a somewhat tense session as well last night. And for that, you can head on over to our website, ozarksfirst.com, as well as the full comments from all of the candidates who spoke.
We do want to give you a reminder that the Missouri state primary election is August 4th. On Tuesday, we'll have coverage of Missouri's Medicaid expansion vote, the primary for governor candidates, as well as state and U.S. representatives. That's all coming your way on Color 10 and Ozarks Fox on Tuesday.
With Missouri lawmakers back in Jefferson City for a special session on violent crime, what does that session cost you, taxpayers? Lawmakers are on a brief break until after the primary election next week. House and Senate members get $120 per day when they're in the Capitol, plus mileage reimbursement, 37 cents per mile from their home to the Capitol and back. Last year's special session cost about $57,000 between both chambers, and this year is estimated to cost around $180,000.
You know, anytime we're spending money that others have earned, and we're supposed to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money, there's always that question about, you know, how much is too much.
Neither the House nor the Senate will know the total expenses of this special session until it's over, which will be sometime in the middle of August.
Protesters were arrested during a demonstration in Jefferson City rallying against a crime bill at the center of that special session. Jefferson City Police said commanders attempted to contact organizers to mediate this crowd. Participants can be seen here blocking a roadway, lying down in it. Officers told the protesters they would be arrested if they did not move, and after multiple commands, some protesters were pepper sprayed. 8 people in total were arrested there.
New this morning for you here on Daybreak, it's opening weekend at the 2020 Ozark Empire Fair.
Color 10's Nyjah McDonald has been out at the fairgrounds all morning long. We check back in with her today. Nyjah, good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Jen and Joe. Yes, today is day 2 of the Ozark Empire Fair, and I am rejoined with General Manager Aaron Owen. Good morning.
Good morning.
So talk a little bit about this. I see we have some table areas for people to sit down, but it's also social distancing tables.
Yes, you know, part of the CDC standard is we went through and identified these tables, 2 people can sit there, or if it's your family, the whole family can sit there because you're with each other anyway. And then there's a routine schedule for we disinfect these tables very frequently. There's lots more signage just asking you to practice your social distancing and talking about, the guidelines if you've had a fever or you don't feel well or whatever. A lot of marks on the ground to keep you 6 foot apart when you're waiting in line. A lot of hand sanitizing stations. About every game, I think every game, and lots of the concession stands is right there. There's hand sanitizing, and then we've got hand sanitizing up and down the street. We've also added some hand wash stations that would, like in front of guest services. So you're within, coming down the main midway here, about every 100 feet, there's a place you can go wash your hands or hand sanitize, and all kinds of different signage depending on what you're doing.
So you want people to come out, but you want them to do it safely.
Yeah, well, we need to do this safely so we can continue to open up and get our lives back to somewhat a normal. And the only way we're going to do that is follow what the health department's asking us to do. So we've tried to put signage up to help you remember that and help educate you as well.
And so the gates will open up at 11 a.m. this morning?
Yes.
11 a.m. And as Owen mentioned, that he wants people to come out, but he wants to do that safely. Also, if you wear your mask, you will receive $1 off your ticket. So that is a great incentive for you to come in with your family wearing that mask. Reporting live here in Springfield, Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
Thank you, Nija. We've got a flash flood warning continuing with reports of significant flooding on Highway 13 in Osceola. Details on that coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Rafa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.